we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning and welcome to the Market Forecast. It is Friday, October the 14th. I'm John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. It's good to be back with everybody. Always a pleasure to see my futures family, and hopefully things have done and have gone well for you. I know I've been off for a few days here. I do have a little something to discuss with you, but we'll worry about that later on, because our real focus here is on context, risk management, and always thinking about patience. Retail sales numbers came out this morning at 7:30, and rather innocuous. Really not a big reaction in the markets. Most of the talking heads talking about them just kind of remaining sort of flat from last month. So we're still looking for business inventories at 9 o'clock Central this morning, and Michigan consumer sentiment at 9 o'clock this morning. We have a couple of talking Feds. Esther George is due to talk at 9 o'clock, and Lisa Cook due to talk at 9:30. We also had the import-export numbers. Import numbers were actually lower. Export numbers were actually higher, for whatever those mean. And so we're kind of looking at stocks opening steady to a little bit higher this morning. My question is, can they continue higher after yesterday's wild ride? As European markets did follow suit last night. We have some major U.S. banks releasing positive earnings this morning to begin the earnings season. Yes, it is that season again for earnings. Quarter three, J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, PNC, U.S. Bancorp, Citicorp, all announcing positive earnings as far as earnings per share and revenues. A little bit mixed information from Morgan Stanley, but of course now for the next couple of weeks, we're going to have to keep a little bit more of a focus on those earnings as well as everything else that we've got to keep track of and try and keep an eye on in trading futures. Crude prices test the weekend low yesterday and fall into balance. It is in rollover. Today will probably be the last day you'll want to trade the November contract. You're going to want to move into the December contract probably on Monday. Of course, we'll be here to talk about that Monday morning to see what the volume looks like and to see when we were going to move into the December contract. It's hard to think about crude in December. I mean, it's the middle of October already. We're about 1/6 the way through quarter three. It seems hard to believe. I know I've been gone for a couple of days. VIX this morning a little bit lower than the close yesterday, 31.8. Of course, that volatility yesterday, of course, pushed that volatility index back up over 30. Dollar index up slightly at 113.14, and the yield on the 10-year 3.886. As always, I ask that you hit the lucky like button, share, comment, question, feedback, heckling, and love are always welcome here on the forecast recap and everything we do here. Got to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get notifications when we do go live. And a big shout out to John Doherty, JD, for covering the forecast and the recap while I've been gone, and also JD and Dolby covering the group coaching. Hopefully, those were some good sessions, and it's always good to get a different view from people, and hopefully you enjoyed those sessions. So I've got, I guess, a lot of my futures family here, and since we are family, I do have something to tell you. A week ago yesterday, we lost my mom. Those of you that have been watching the forecast know she likes to watch the market forecast. She went peacefully, and she was surrounded by family. It's just a different look in the world right now for me. I'm reminding myself of how blessed I was to have her for 58 years and how blessed she was to be 90 when she finally went home to see Jesus. And I know that she is there, and that gives me a lot of great peace. Doesn't make the world any easier to deal with. I had a paper clip the other day, and I couldn't call my mom. I had a sliver in the other hand, and I couldn't call my mom. So if you have your mom, your dad, anybody that you love, you haven't talked to in a while, give them a call. Let them know you love them. I know my mom knew that I loved her, and I know that she loved me. So she's waiting for me up there with everybody else, and we will meet again. And I know this. As a person of faith, I am confident that it's not the end of the party. So God bless Mom. And it's going to be a strange world again for me for a little while. I mean, I know I'm 58. I had her for a long time. The world always looks a little bit different when Mom's gone. So thank you all for the comments and everything. And going to get through here and talk to everybody a little bit. Here's Caprice 101, first in the room. The Dimitar, Mango Heist. Lost funding, got it back in 2 weeks. Nice job, Mango Heist. Brody, good to see you. Rooster, hope we're doing okay. On step 2 of the combine now. Just take your time, Rooster. You're going to get funded when you follow your process and your strategy aligns with the markets. Don't try and push it too fast. I find that financial goals and time-based goals have the opposite effect when you're trading futures. Jules, hello. Good morning, Shaw. George, yep. You got it, George. Lacey is on the forbidden couch as we speak. Oh, Joel MB, good morning. Rusty Golfer, Sarah Hall, thank you very much. Good morning, prayers and love to you as well. Three Lions, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Scott Saw, and he conquered. Ed, good morning. Rob T, doing okay, thank you. Steve Cannon, it's good to be back, Steve. Thank you very much. Unicus has his quote for the day, and we all just love these, Unicus. Keep them coming. Trust the process. Your time is coming. Just do the work, and the results will handle themselves. Tony Gaskins, it's one I hadn't heard before, but an excellent quote. And again, please keep those coming, Unicus. Hegel Matters, great to be back. Charles March, hope all is well. Yes, all is well. I mean, this is something we all have to deal with, and we're gonna get through it, and get back to business, get back to life, and always keep her in my heart and in my mind. Tachyon, good morning. Sarah Hall, Serenity Trader, good afternoon, good morning. Vince, good to be back. Good to see you, sir. Sonny, good to be back. Trading Research, Dowitzer, Hagel Matters, getting to all the consoling here, and I really appreciate it, folks. Chris, thank you. Diggable Seeker, Dan Trader Wanted, Joel MB, Sarah, Scott Saw, Sheriff, Steve Cannon, Dan Trader, Sonny, Vince. Good morning, Rick. There's my brother who I love, and we're dealing with the same thing here, and it's I see you all as family, and I feel for everybody, and Kevin, good to see you. Dowitzer. Joe, good morning. Steve Frischman. Michael, I am so sorry, Michael F. You lost your mom 4 weeks ago. It's tough, and I just hope she's peaceful, and always, whenever this happens, I find myself praying for the comfort of those that are left behind. Because as I say, I know I'm a person of faith, and I know that they're in a much better place. Michael, they're probably meeting up there right now, having coffee and talking about us. Andrew, thank you very much. Juan, it's my pleasure. You know, this is a team, right? I mean, Top Step here, everybody that's in this room, we're looking forward to your success every day. Kevin, thank you very much. Good morning, Ori, and David, thank you. Patrick, internet is being fritzy, but I'm here. Good to see you, and Patrick. And Gabos, thank you very much. And we will get through all of this, okay? So thank you, Steve. What a day yesterday, huh? Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Romeo. Thank you, Sean. What a day yesterday, man. It looked like it was going to fall off the cliff, and buyers just came in and took over. Orion, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. Stephen, right? They never really leave, right? Thank you, Stephen. Okay. It's Terry King, thank you very much. So let's jump into the charts. I know that it's been a week since I've really addressed the markets. I did some considerable research yesterday and as well as early this morning, waking up, preparing for this. I don't know for sure that I'm going to trade today. Obviously, you know, there's things outside of trading that are going to affect my decision-making process. So I'm going to be very cautious today. Doesn't change the fact that I've got some hypotheses, some ideas, and some thoughts that may help you in your trading choices today. So let's go ahead and jump into the S&Ps and take a look at what we're seeing. So, you know, just from 40,000 feet, we can see that the market is still keeping downside structure. We've got lower lows, we've got lower highs. Yesterday was an exciting day. There's some big changes, and we're going to see those in the profiles here in just a couple of minutes. You know, the fact that we had some big volume in futures on this turnaround and the huge excess we left at the low here. We're going to look at this on the profiles. Is encouraging. I mean, we added 30,000 in open interest on an up day with big excess at the lows when it looked like the market was going to just turn over and fall apart. Okay, so we are looking pretty good here now. What the heck is, we've got, I don't see our last price here, but the market is already overlapping to higher the range from yesterday. Again, you know, that open interest and volume off that low with that excess down there really looks impressive as far as excess is concerned. Here's where 35.40 weekly kickoff low really just kind of became a stumbling point for the way back up. It's the high of this bar. We had a doji on the next bar. It's the low of the next candle body. Really kind of an interesting area there for the market to really make some decisions. And those decisions we're not going to go look lower. We're going to go ahead and look higher. So now we've got the market moving higher. We've got overnight inventory, perhaps holding a little bit to the long side. We've just taken out the overnight high. We've got weekly kickoff high in the neighborhood, which is 37.50, 25 points. I mean, that's a hiccup according to the range we had yesterday. So we had a double distribution trend day yesterday. This will be more evident on the TPO charts. There was no real overnight inventory until now. Here's the TPO chart. So here we open, we look lower. Sellers just vacate, buyers come in, take over. Here's that area, 35.45 weekly kickoff low here, where the market really started to kind of make some decisions here. We had some volume here. Then the market ended up with this area of balance, believing this area of balance, leaving this single line of TPOs. If we were going to be opening in this single line of TPOs, my hypothesis would be, well, we're probably going to just take a day and we're going to repair this area down here. We're going to come down to this point of control down here. We're going to come up to this point of control up here. We're just going to spend the day repairing. We are rejecting that area as we speak. So we've got excess here. We've got excess below price, and we're going to be opening with a gap, which creates excess. We've got a couple of naked points of control up here. 77.6. Well, we've got what was it? 37.50 was weekly kickoff, a week low. Okay, we have a week low here, excess here, big excess here. So if we're going to be going to look for naked points of control, well, we're already at one here. And the next naked point of control would be up here from the 6th of October. And that's a real wide, that's a very prominent point of control. It's going to be more magnetic. The TPO point of control is right here. It's approximately 37.78. Volume point of control just above that, 37.79 and a half, 79 and 3/4, whatever it is. So if the market does decide it's going to look to continue higher, which it is with a gap, this would be one of the first visual levels that I will look at for a potential move up to that level. Again, we've got the gap. Here it is. Mind the gap. Here's yesterday's highs. Here's where we are. We're going to open with the gap. If we can't close the gap relatively early, then we're going to be looking for opportunities to test weekly kickoff high and points above even to this naked point of control again here from the 6th of October. So a lot of our equities really are going to depend on whether we can close that gap, and if we I mean, I'm not thinking that this is one of my top hypotheses. If we open, close the gap, reaccept inside value from yesterday, the value area special situation play could be a very large move. Again, that is not in play right away. That is something that would require some sort of change from what happened in the overnight session. We got crude oil here. It's in rollover, so I'm really not in any big hurry to try and get into anything. I'm in a little cup of coffee. Okay, we are still kind of holding overnight, well, a structure to the downside. We've got lower highs. We've got now a potential higher low. This weekly kickoff level here it looks pretty well placed. We did look down below it, and again we found excess. We looked below it, sellers backed off, buyers took over, and off we went. Now that's going to push us into an area of previous balance that we broke out of and put the recent low, and we're now back into that area, and we are in rollover. We lost 9,100 in open interest on this move here, so that would kind of be an indicative of possible short covering, but where are those shorts coming from? Some of them up here, some of them down here. Volume was okay. We got to remember it's in rollover, so volume is going to be somewhat blurry. Here's the 30-minute chart. In range, in value, potential for repair. This is what we were looking at not happening in the S&Ps, but we've got two or three distributions on the TPO chart here, and we're opening inside of them. So we're going to be looking for a point of control down here and a point of control up here for the market to kind of go back and forth and fill in this area, see if there's more business before it decides it's going to be moving out of this area. And remember, rollover keeps things a little bit more likely to be range bound, because the longer time frame traders are more interested in getting a cheap roll than worrying about directional activity. They're basically hedged. Now they've got to move those hedges into future months. All right, so take a look here. Here's the TPO chart. So if we're going to be looking for a potential for repair, we certainly have one. We have it balance here, excess, balance here. We are right in that area, opened in the area of excess. Probability that this is going to stay somewhat range bound and trade to both an assumed point of control down here, which I would say is right here, and an assumed point of control up here, which I would say is right here. We'll have to see how that plays out. Did we do anything on the opening range? Opening range took out the high, now took out the low. Good thing we didn't try and do the opening range trade. We'd have been stopped out one time already. Gold. All right. This market just continues to suffer, I think. It's just... we didn't do Nasdaq here. Let's look at Nasdaq. I apologize. So Nasdaq, largely the same situation. A huge excess on this low yesterday. Huge. The market really just looked down below weekly kickoff lows. Sellers just abandoned. Buyers came in. Volume came in. Open interest all came in on the upside. Downside structure still remains. Let's not kid ourselves. We're not out of the weeds here, but this big excess is pretty important for us yesterday. Volume and open interest again jump. Here's the 30-minute chart. All right, 7:30. Hey, sell. What are they doing here? They're buying. Where the hell is Wilson? Get Wilson. Where's Beeks? Holy cow, man, this market just really whipped around. Now, again, we've got a potential for repair. We've got the market probably opening with a gap. We can't close the gap. What's the rule? The rule is if we can't close the gap relatively early, we trade in the direction of the gap. We've got that naked point of control up here from the 6th of October would again be an interesting visual target, weekly kickoff high above that. There's lots of space. Look at this day. I know you guys were talking about the gap here in the S&Ps. Same thing here in the Nasdaq. All right. Gold now. I'm a little confused. All right. So this trend line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, got looked below, rejected yesterday. Though the overall structure of this market is still relatively to the downside, but now I think we've started to maybe create a little bit of a coiling situation. So I'm going to put this on here, and we'll watch and see over time if this does help us with anything. We're going to make it a ray. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to move this up here, because now we've got 2 points of contact, as well as the contact up here. Really largely the same trend line. Just going to open it up a little bit, and we're going to see how this plays out for us. This market is a very tough market these days. Oh yeah, of course, got to keep your eye on the dollar, 100%. Yesterday, again, 7:30, showing a lot of rejection on that daily chart. Got a weak high here in the overnight. The market did open in range and in value, but I'm still going to be holding out, looking for better trade locations as the day goes on, because again, we've opened in an area of potential repair. Here that area of repair is. This is the overnight. We've got really just a couple of kind of high volume nodes. You got high volume here. You've got high volume here. The market opened between them. There is the tendency for the market to go and try and trade to both extremes. We could basically call that overnight point of control yesterday's volume point of control. I would be looking for opportunities at those extremes and nothing in the middle. Euro. Okay, we've got this kind of similar situation here. We've got point of control, 2 points of control. You can put in a higher low here, so now it would appear that we might be starting to coil here to build some energy. What did we do as far as energy yesterday? We had some pretty good volume, as every market did. We added 3,200 in open interest off this low, leaving some excess. We have excess here, no excess here on the daily chart. Downside structure, can't kid ourselves, is still lower. We got an excess low in the TPO chart from yesterday. Excess low. Weak low. Weak low. Weak low. Little bit of nerves about being long here, but we do have excess. We did open in the area of potential balance or repair. We zoomed right through our area of repair, so I would be a little bit cautious on the short side here. We've got a weak area right here that it makes sense that this market has driven straight to. So this is going to be somewhat pivotal moving forward for the day today. Still thinking we're going to find better trade locations as the day goes on. Here's the 10-year. So we had an attempt to get above the line, and right now we are below the line. So this is kind of falling back into line, I would say. We did have some excess below weekly kickoff low. Every time we've gotten down below that level, it's been rejected, and we're coming to kind of a precipice here. We're coming to a convergence of this trend line and this weekly kickoff low that might provide some pretty sizable opportunities. It seems like on days when we have a cross like this, something big happens. It's really getting tight in here, and it's building some energy. The pennant coiling, overnight low at weekly kickoff low, okay, within a tick of it. Open interest indicates short covering yesterday. We lost 1,400 off this low, so it wasn't a big buying opportunity. It wasn't like a whole bunch of people came in and started piling in on the long side here. So short covering takes buying power away from the market. You take a look at the 30. Here's 730 yesterday. Whoa, and then rejection. How good was the rejection in profile? We do have excess. We have a decent amount of excess, and the market did come back up and close back above this level. We got overnight longs here. Overnight longs seeming to be getting a little bit nervous. Look for better trade locations as the day goes on. And for the natural gas. Well, it's been a week since really the last time I started looking at this, and we still haven't finished the measured move off of this head and shoulders. The market really falling into balance here, and it may stay in balance because we are a week from rollover for the natural gas. I find it just seems to be looking for new information. And again, it's entering roll week, so this will make it a little bit tougher to trade. Inside range, inside value, overnight shorts continuing to get paid. I'm focusing on the extremes of this area of balance. Anywhere down here, anywhere up here, and really trying to just not get chopped up in the middle of this. This market is so vicious. So vicious. So if you can stay patient and you're trading natural gas, I think you're going to get your biggest bang for the buck at the bottom of the range here. and at the top of the range here. Maybe even up here a little bit. I don't know, we'll have to see. But the market really just hanging right now inside value. Okay, so I know that there have been some discussion of increasing the number of make whole money. It's going to probably take me another week to get everything settled after the week that I've been off. Please be patient. Looking forward to getting back to group coaching on Monday and Wednesday, and then 3-4 sessions of make whole money the week after that. Dan Trader, how much time do you give for those gaps to close? I heard up to 2 hours, if not filled by then. Good possibility it's not going to, at least for that session. It seems different every time. When it's said that we've got to, if we can't close the gap relatively early, subjective. It's completely subjective. It's going to be different on every situation. All right, so, all right, we are going to take our deep breath, stay humble, grateful, and creative in your trading today, and look for the good opportunities. Looking forward to getting back to business as usual on Monday and the following week. But that doesn't change the fact that we've got something to do today. We've got to remain good risk managers. We have to remain creative. We have to be able to accept information that the market may be telling us that's contrary to what we are thinking. Always be thinking about, is what you're about to do in your best interest? And I'll look forward to seeing everybody Monday morning on the market forecast. No recap today being Friday, and I look forward to seeing everybody there. Now get out there, trade well. I'll see you in the proverbial trading pit here in just a few seconds. Again, thank you very much to JD and to Dolby and to all of you, and looking forward to being back down to business. So trade well today. Have a great weekend. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Call your mom, call your dad. And I will see you on Monday. Trade well, everyone.